Hi guys, I'm Ahmed and this is Fans View TV. Joining me is Daniel, a Manchester United fan. How are you doing, Daniel? Good evening.
Good evening, Ahmed. I'm well. Um, how are you? Thank you for
Fine.
having me again.
I'm fine. You're welcome on board.
Yeah, cheers,
Uh,
man.
I said after winning the FA Cup, that's Manchester United. After winning the FA Cup, Ten Hag has been outspoken. Like these days he's always like fighting with the media. No, let me not take it as fighting, but he's always hitting back. Anytime the media hits him, he hits back. Then recently he was with Studio Voetbal, ba? That's this their
The Dutch TV,
yeah,
yeah,
Dutch
this Euro.
TV,
The guys who
and
are covering, he's on a pundit duty there right
yeah,
now.
and he said some things which were very very like funny to me. Ten Hag. He said some things, and let me read some things that he said out. He said, Manchester United told me. He said Manchester United have told me that they spoke with Thomas Tuchel. Yes, they said they eventually came to the conclusion that they already have the best manager. That's he is the best manager. The another one, he said, Ineos are new into football, so it's normal to take their time and reflect the season. It's no secret that they talked with multiple candidates for Man United job in England. It's allowed, he told Studio Football. Then he now said, I'm in talk with Man United over a new deal. Yes, we still have to find an agreement for the new contract. This isn't easily done. We are still going to have to talk about this. Then he also said, Manchester United, this is the funny part of the whole. He said, Manchester United flew to me in Ibiza to tell me that I was gonna stay. So they disturbed my holiday. They suddenly
Holiday,
stood at
yeah.
my doorstep, he said, smiling.
Oh
So
yeah,
my
yeah.
question is, do you like do you like
That's a
this
Dutch humor.
do you like this version of Erik Ten Hag? Because I'm looking at it like Ten Hag is becoming something else. Like he's becoming that
In the
man
words,
that
in
we
the
want him
words,
to be.
in the words, in the words of Roy Keane. In the words of Roy Keane, um, the build up of the FA Cup final against Manchester City at the end of this just concluded season. In the words of Roy Keane, he said, "Where has this version of Ten Hag been?" It was like, "This is the version we needed." It's I think it was about like the last few days or of the just concluded season that we began to see this other side of him. We could say that somewhat about the last 2 months, 3 months to the end of the just concluded season, when they began to like be very more vocal with the sanctionings of all these reporters, the guys from Manchester Evening News and all that. And then as the whole rumor about he's staying, he's not staying, I felt he was like, all right, I think let me just give it to you guys. Let's go Dutch. Let's go Dutch. So you guys take it. I'm going to be like this with you guys. Like, I'm going to be blunt. I'm going to be clear. I'm going to be direct. I'm going to give it to you guys in whatever way you guys need it. And he began to, reel out his CV. He was more or less giving out his CV. Like, this is me. I'm a winner. And then, after even winning the cup, all the things he said to the media, if you want to let me go, let me go. I'm a winner. I'll go somewhere else and win. This is what I do. This is what I've done all of my life and all that. And then, uh, just as he said, Mayu, whatever he said within the last 48 hours, I think he got the booster also. It's like that booster dosage, COVID-19 second shots. Yeah. So he's got like that booster currently. And then it's like he has decided to say, okay, you know what? English media, 2 years now, 2 seasons with you guys now. I think I know you guys better now. I think I'm going to give you guys what you guys need. I'm going to be that, tight on you guys. And at the same time, it's like I'm sensing he's beginning to sort of like mark his territory. He's beginning to understand what it means to be a Manchester United coach, true and true, where he's now sort of like, I know my players now. I know what the media is like in England now. I know what's expected of me. I know what the pressure is like. I know there is almost no bound. as to what the media can say, as to what fans can say to you, and all that. And so, if I'm going to do this job, I think I'm going to have to be much more vocal. I'm going to have to sort of like pop my collar, raise my chest, and like, this is the job. I'm going to do it because, like every other person who is in football knows, there is no job greater than the job of a Manchester United coach in all of English football. And I'm liking it, if you ask me. Honestly, I'm liking it. I think the last time we had somewhat this kind of a manager was Jose Mourinho, and then prior to him was Louis van Gaal also. And we know the Dutch guy. It is the Dutch style. The Dutch people, they just say things. So people have been trying to sort of like twist his words. The Ineos statement, if you listen to that, the whole something was in Dutch, you understand? So it's not about him saying, translation sort of like waters down the originality of a dialect or a lingua. So when some Dutch guys I was listening to on YouTube and all that were sort of like analyzing, what he's basically saying is that they are new in Manchester United football, sort of like in English football. He's not saying, he knows they've been doing football in France. So he's basically saying that they're new, and what they're looking to do is new entirely. So yes, they are bound to take their time and all that. And he's also aware that they've been speaking to other individuals and all that. And so I'm thinking now that he is not just going to be the manager, he's discussing contract extension. And then obviously we all know that the terms of the contract are going to actually, be altered. They're going to differ from what is existing at the moment. And I want to believe that the key thing that will change this side is about decision making in terms of transfer windows. Players who's going to have the veto in terms of making decision as to what players are coming in, what players are going, and sort of like the player profiles and all that. I'm thinking, and then again, I'm also thinking of this. There are 2 years perform or leave, sort of like what was the word right now, where there is this cap. You either perform within the first 2 years upon signing for or whatever, or full sale. So I think it's for me. There's nothing he has actually said that is wrong. He's basically, this is a Dutch style. They just give it to you.
Don't you think he's becoming too proud?
No, I don't think he's becoming too proud. No, I don't think he's becoming too proud. It's the way the Dutch people speak. They just say it as it is. They just drop it on you, and for them it's nothing. If you listen to, I think this is not the first time, before he was Manchester United coach, there's this video of him dissecting, football, talking about his philosophy from offense to defense, and discussing about his Ajax side that lost to Real Madrid, and the guys in the studio were sort of like, tackling him head on. Why did you play this? Why did you play this? Why did you do that? And he was defending everything. It's a Dutch way. It's just the English media trying to make a meal of this whole thing. Trust me, they're trying to twist it different directions. Some are saying, "Oh, he's becoming too proud. He's now sort of like trying to take a dig at Ineos." Oh, the statement where he said they realized that they already have the best manager. He's trying to take a dig at
Thomas Tuchel, right?
Was the guy Tuchel? And then the comment again. Post the English game where he said that it's obvious that the tactical approach for the English manager was to sort of like sit back and defend, be more pragmatic, and try to surprise the opponent. For me, it's just him discussing tactics. That's actually what England did yesterday. But then they are like, it's because you're a dumb tactician. That's why your fellow dumb tactician. There's been a lot of different agendas, that's been thrown out there in the media. They're like, oh, are you now shaming? Some are even pushing an agenda to say that, oh, he's shaming Southgate because Southgate was part of one of the guys who was on the list as rumored that were being sort of like what's called projected to replace him. Yeah, that one of the coaches or managers that Ineos were sort of like reaching out to or considering. I don't know if they reached out to him, but were like considering to replace him as rumor had it at that. So some places like, oh, he's taking a dig at him. You start like shaming him. You can't even do shit with the English national team side and all that. But that's not to be the case. Look, this is the way. If you look at his press conferences, even the times they are saying he's sort of like he's always very sincere. Look at the way he handled the Cristiano Ronaldo thing. He was like, "Don't say this again. I'll not answer this question again." Remember that very press conference? He was like, "This is going to be the last time I'm going to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. Nobody should tell me about Cristiano Ronaldo." Look at the Sancho situation. Like that's the Dutch way. That's how they do their things. They are quite very blunt, sincere people. They're quite very sort of like upfront with you. When they are dealing with you, they're sort of like a larger chunk of the Dutch people are that way. It's in their character. So for me, but regardless, look, I think every Manchester United manager needs this side. They need this level of madness also. They need it because, bro, trust me, the media is one hell of
the fear is that if he talks like this.
I understand you guys
if
are
he talks
that,
like this,
if things go south,
and what will happen?
You guys, I understand. That's the fear. Everybody's like, oh, he's now talking tough. What happens if someone like, oh, what if Manchester United don't do so well in the transfer window? We don't have a lot of ins. And probably we'll get like a couple outs, or we don't even we are struggling to probably maybe raise money from the outs. At the end of the day, maybe we don't have a successful or a perceived successful window. Or he begins the season, same sham, blah blah blah. This is what's going to be. Look, at this point, I want to believe that he is also going to say, look, are we building? Yes, I'm talking in terms of the contract now. You are going to be patient with me. What are we doing? What is the approach? This is the tactical approach. This is how we want this team to play from defense to offense and back, right? No problem. You guys want to play on a diamond with 2 number 6s. That's fine. No, so like all those things, he's like, I just look, trust me, I'm okay with it. Whatever the media is pushing, whatever agenda they are pushing, as long as it's Erik ten Hag, I am okay. I think every Manchester United manager needs that degree of madness. And I'm happy he's sort of like, they've triggered him, he's like that very quiet sibling in the family who just lets everybody have their way. And then you sort of like go to touch him probably at his tail at the very wrong time. And for me, I like it. So he goes out there, we'll have a good performance with Erik ten Hag. Excuse me. We'll have a poor performance, a terrible one, an average, a below average, whatever the condition, whatever the performance is, I am sticking with Erik. I've made my decision to stick with the coach of Manchester United. Whomever it's going to be for this time period is going to be Erik ten Hag. I'm sticking with Erik ten Hag. I'm going to back him. I'm going to whatever direction he's going, as long as, look, it's 10 years down the drain. 10 years down the drain. I think it is time for we to rethink it. I was listening to Overlap. They have this show where they do music and football. So I was listening to the David Moyes I think it was about like 14 minutes piece interview. And he was like that for him as an individual, he is happy the direction Manchester United has gone, because that's football. Like I'm talking largely now, they no longer give room for longevity. They no longer give rooms for foundations to be laid and for a proper structure to be constructed or organized so that there will be something productive at the end of the day. He was talking about longevity. He began to mention some very legendary coaches. He's talking Ancelotti. He's now talking the Pep Guardiolas. He also highlighted Klopp and all that. He said you need longevity, and Arteta and so you need longevity. You don't just have these guys come in, go. And look at in 10 years, 4-5 managers. Am I right? Moyes, Van Gaal, Mourinho, Ole, Erik. 5 managers in 10 years, averagely 2 seasons
Ragnick.
yeah,
Ragnick.
okay, Ragnick. So averagely about maybe 1.87 or 1.7 something managers per 2 years. No, that's bullshit. It's crap. You can't build anything that way.
Let's see how next season will be. Now that Erik is showing the Erik we saw at Ajax, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. So which Erik?
I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic. Manchester United is going to have a very good season. I said something to you off air yesterday. I said I'm predicting Manchester United finishing second. That's my prediction. I haven't seen the season. This is a very bold prediction. I haven't seen the season, but I'm so confident that the 2024-2025 Premier League, English Premier League season, Manchester United is going to finish somewhere between second or third. This is a very bold. I have not seen what's going on in the transfer window. I have no clue who's coming in, who's leaving. I have no clue what's happening. I've not even taken my time to look at the fixtures. I don't know. The fixtures are not out yet. Am I right? They're not out. I think the fixtures will be out. Probably, I think in about tomorrow. 2 weeks after. Yeah, tomorrow.
I think tomorrow. Yeah. Not very sure.
I think it's about after the Euros. I'm hearing after the Euros. It should be out after the Euros.
I'll confirm that.
So I've not even taken all this into consideration, but I'm making a very, very, very bold proclamation by saying I'm so confident Manchester United is going to finish nothing below third position in the forthcoming season. So I'm very confident. I need this madness. Look, trust me. These players have to also understand that it's going to trickle down on the players. They now know that the board is backing this manager. They now know that you're stuck with this man for the next 3 years because he's getting a 2-year. It's rumored that he's going to get a 2-year extension, keeping him through 2026-2027 season. So whatever drama you are doing, just prepare yourself. Plus or minus 3 years. So are you going to be willing to let your career go down the drain? Or you're going to pick, I don't know if you understand, it's going to send Chivas the right message right now. So, the atmosphere within the club, everybody knows right now that, look, you're stuck with this guy. So, you either get your acts together, get your shit together, and play football, or you will see what's going to happen. If you try Erik next season, you will go to the bench. I'm confident Erik is going to go Dutch next season. If you try Erik, you go to the bench. Because now he's in full control. And I'm so very happy. I think this what Mourinho was asking for that Mourinho didn't get. Mourinho needed that backing to sort of stamp his authority on the squad, in the club, everything, which was what you could say that Ferguson earned it, but it took a while. I think it took him about 5-7 seasons before he became that fearsome individual. So you need longevity. So I'm so very happy Erik is there. I'm happy Erik is talking tough. I'm confident about next season. I'm so happy also that this is sending the right message, to everybody within the football club, from agents of players to the players themselves, to the kit men, the groundsmen, everybody there. You are stuck with Erik. You either support Erik or you leave the club or whatever, or you risk your career at the end of the day. So, for me, I'm fine. I've made up my mind not to listen to what the media, I've never really, been the media guy, but I'm going to sort of, even be so linear this season. I'm going to look critically into the club. What I'm seeing from my own perspective, I will try to reduce, the feeds from the side. I really want to get zoned in on Erik, what's doing, what the whole. Let's see what they roll out in terms of his contracts, the approach, the strategy, and the direction. Excuse me, they're looking to go tactically for the squad. How they intend to play the whatever identity, the new identity that's been proposed by the Ineos group or whatever. So I'm going to see all these blueprints. I see them. I do my best to study them, and I'm going to go all in. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's see how it goes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining.
Yeah. Thank you, Ahmed, man. Yeah. Bye. Ahmed, get your jersey. Get your vuvuzela. Manchester United is back. This is a bold proclamation. Get your jerseys. Get your honks. Make this very, very loud noise. I think we're going to be louder than Arsenal next season.
Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. let's not get too excited. Let's see how it goes. All right. Thank you very much.
No, I'm very excited. Regardless, like I said, regardless, I'm very excited. I'm optimistic. I'm excited. I'm energized. I'm ready to go. Like I can't wait. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
All right. Bye. See you next time.
Yeah. Thank you, Ahmed, for having me. Have a good evening. Yeah.